Hey guys, if you like the content, please be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Quick reminder to check out this week's Mortar Pod, our video podcast, and also check out this week's SeemsGoodMagic card giveaway. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and I'm doing an 8-4 Theros block draft. Our rare Stephenson Tactics. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but I've got a feeling it's a fantastic card, so I think we're going to take that. It's green removal. It does require you to have creatures, but happens to work extremely well with heroic creatures. And you can do some really surprising stuff with it, I'm sure. So we're going to take the Stephenson Tactics, if I can ever say the words right. It seems like a pretty spicy first pick. Other good picks in here. We've got Fleet Feather Cockatrice, big heavy hitting, 5-drop flyer. All sorts of functions. Underworld Coinsmith, pretty good card. I like it. Blade Tusk Boar, very good for red. Hubris is good. Mastiff is playable. Yeah, a lot of good playable cards in this pack, definitely. We're going to take the Fight card. Okay. Follow-up picks. Well, Hour of Need. I've been meaning to try this card out. I really like it. They, maybe want to do a combat trick on you or something. Or, yeah, if they want to bust a combat trick, you just turn your guy into a, 4/4 Sphinx instead. If they have some huge guy, you can turn that into a Sphinx. I do think Hour of Need is very good. I know Sigiled Starfish is very good. Not the greatest with Stephenson Tactics, but maybe, who knows, a 1/4 can kill something. I will have to be deciding on a pick here. Oakheart Dryads is fine. It's not an incredible follow-up pick, though. I'm very curious how this Hour of Need plays. If it plays like how I think it is, I think it's actually a pretty strong card, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to take it over the Oakheart Dryads, even though I do think Oakheart Dryads are a pretty good card. Okay, now we've got Renowned Weaver, which makes an enchantment good for, it's actually good with Stephenson Tactics if you spit out a 1/3, turn it into a 2/4, but on the, on the base level, it's good with Constellation if you use it in the right order. I think we want the Colossal Heroics. It's a little bit more expensive Savage Surge that turns into all your dudes get Savage Surge. So I think that's actually really good. And I am going to cut that. Johnny's Presence, very good card as well. Very good card. Making guys indestructible, buffing them at the same time. It's an excellent combat trick. But I'm going to take this one that's on color with the Tactics. And potentially a huge blowout. I think Skybind, I saw this last time too. I think it's a cool card, but it's a little bit too narrow to draft unless you've got like a real solid plan in mind, which I don't with it. Okay, so now in this pack, Satyr Hoplite is definitely legitimate. Crone Mastiff, legitimate, definitely. I like creatures that double as removal. Ravenous Lecrocota is a card I think I actually like quite a bit. Already definitely works well with Stephenson Tactics, but kind of redundant with the Colossal Heroics since it has Vigilance, but I don't know. I really like this card. I think it's good. Humbler of Mortals is cool too. I think we're just going to stay on color for now and pick the Lecrocota. Alright. Dictative Crewfix. This card's cool, but even though you get the first dibs on it, I have a little bit of an issue with it. I mean, it's cool for like Commander and stuff, but I don't think it's that great outside of that. Colossal Heroics number 2. I could. Otherwise, I'm taking Lagana Band Trailblazer, which is in fact a very good card. It's got to be like the favorite hoplite of this this set. Nyx Weaver's cool, but I don't know if I want to go in that direction exactly. I could just take the Trailblazer. If I knew for a fact, it's a decent sign, possibly White's Open. But I think I'm just going to take Heroics number 2. I really think this card's good. Multiple combat tricks on one card are very powerful. Okay, so we can take the Unblockable Dude, and that gets us a little bit deeper blue. It's not bad with the buffs we've got. I can take the Renowned Weaver, which is a worse card, but we're definitely green, so it's not bad. Certainly not a bad card. Getting a Reach guy, getting a 1-drop, all of those things are good. Late Mastiff, which is also good. Let's just cut green for now. Continue to cut green. I'm going to take the Renowned Weaver. Panoply is good too. Panoply. Whatever that is. Let's take Renowned Weaver. Okay, wow. Well, those are late green cards that are very good. So we can take the Oppressive Raise is also late for white. That's also a good card. I'm not sure if blue's going to pan out, so maybe I should have just taken the Dryad, but I did want to try out Hour of Need. I think we just take the Thunderhoof. It's a 5-drop that works well with a lot of the cards we currently have, but Swarmborn Giant, I did want to try this card out really bad. The issue with Swarmborn Giant is there are times where you straight up can't play it, but I'm going to try it anyway. I am going to take it. I did want to try out Swarmborn Giant. I've been meaning to, so let's give this card a go. All right. Satyr Grove Dancer is certainly good. All right, we table the Lagana Bandel, or Trailblazer. I think this card is certainly stronger than Satyr Grove Dancer. We're going to take the Trailblazer, see if white's just going to continue coming late. Army of Iroes, I have not played yet, but I think it's fine too. I think it's pretty good actually, but let's take the Trailblazer, get a Heroic Dude online. If they're coming that late, that's a pretty good sign. Tabling Mastiff's also very good sign. We're going to take that over the Panoply. Now we're getting some late blue cards. So, I mean, if I'm in green, I've potentially got ramps, so maybe Thassa's Ire is good. Aerial Formation is certainly good with Heroic. But let's take the Thassa's Ire, I guess. Alright, well, I mean, there's Skybind now. I don't know. I mean, it does kill tokens and stuff. I just don't think I need the Panoply because of what we already have. So I think I am actually going to take Skybind. I mean, if it's tabling, it's, like I said, it's pretty narrow, but maybe I can find some way to sideboard into it. If I'm playing against an opponent who's very token heavy, this could be a super good card against that. Let's take the Font of Ire. Could be some burn deck just waiting to pick up that. Alright, Thassa's Devourer, Disciple that we're not going to play, and Swamp. Okay. So, could have been someone else dove into white. They saw it open, which is possible. We let a Trailblazer or two go by and then happened to table that and a Mastiff. So, it's likely at this point that someone else got the clue and did indeed go into white. But Trailblazer is just so good with the tricks we already have. I don't think I can stray away. Now we have a choice. The Archetype of Courage is definitely a good card. Nyxborn Wolf, though, does bestow. Giving all your guys first strike is really hard to deny. If I for sure end up in white, I am definitely going to want this archetype. This is got to be the best one, right? Let me think about all. I guess the Imagination makes all your guys unblockable, except for Reach, which is pretty incredible too. So maybe this guy's second best, but this guy also could just be better because his price is only 3. And really, the clear 2 best picks for us are the Nyxborn Wolf and the Archetype of Courage. And the Archetype, like I said, is only going to work if we're for sure in white, which we're not. We could still be in blue, but there's no blue picks to pick in here, so it really is Archetype of Courage versus Nyxborn Wolf. I think I'm still okay with Archetype of Courage. It's early enough, and if I have green guys, all green guys are already insane on the surface, so giving them first strike, like even if I get like a Sedge Scorpion? Yeah, if I get a Sedge Scorpion, I'm not going to regret that. I did pass a Bestow guy, which sucks, but I don't know. Archetype of Courage is pretty bonkers. Alright, Scourge of Skola Vale is cool. It's very anti-removal, which I like. So I've seen times where it's good, but it's hard to deny a very solid 2-drop that works incredibly well with what we've already got right now. There's also Excoriate, which is removal, which I do like. But at this point, I'm looking for really solid, cheap creatures. They're usually a priority. I don't exactly consider Scourge of Skolavale that. I don't think that he's that great. He is good situationally. I'd be happy to table him and play him. But I think overall, you're just going to be really happy dropping a 3-2 on turn 2. Really forces your opponents to come up with a good answer quick. So let's take the Centaur. We got Loyal Pegasus here, who's fine. If I'm green-white, presumably I'm going to be creature heavy. At this point, I think I'm trying to force my way into green-white if I can. There are a couple. I mean, Bolt's definitely a good red card. I think we're just going to take the Pegasus. Peregrination, I think, is not that good, right? Yeah, unfortunately, not that good of a card. Good if you're multicolor, but let's take the Loyal Pegasus for sure. It's a solid 1-drop. Noble Quarry, I still love that card. Good blue in here as well. Excoriate is removal, which I do want. I do want removal. Currently, we have the Tactics, which is removal, and then the Heroics, which are tricks, and that's about it. Potentially Skybind is removal against tokens and stuff, but I don't know. Noble Quarry is a pretty fantastic bestow card. Really hard to deny that card. Comes out of nowhere. They have to block everything on it. That being said, I mean, Excoriate is removal, but I think it's just not even on the same level as what Noble Quarry can do. Just very game-changing card. Off the top especially. Alright, so we get an Excoriate now. I'm going to take that over the Karametra's Favor pretty happily. I was hoping to get some removal, so that's definitely a good one. Alright, Crow and Skyguard looks pretty amazing in this deck. More amazing than Vanguard, since I don't want to be too color intensive. I'm already going down that rabbit hole with Archetype of Courage. That's a late Bolt of Keranos, by the way. Mischief and Mayhem, also very good, but we want the heroic guys. We're going to try and capitalize on heroic as much as we can, so Skyguard it is. Okay, good. I'm actually happy to see these white picks coming. We can take the Skirmisher. We can also take the Sun Guide. Sun Guide is a good card, as is Skirmisher. Skirmisher probably has more potential upside. It's, obviously it's harder to come by good, solid 2-drop creatures. And I am running Pegasus, which makes me think Sun Guide could be better. For turn progression's sake, straight up turn 1 Pegasus, turn 2 creature is going to add up better, but I think I'm going with the, I'm going to go with the 2-drop. I wanted the heroic guy, but I think I am going with the 2-drop creature. Sun Guide has proven to be just a really fun card to play, and has played really, really well for me in the past. Or at least the last few drafts, I've really gotten a lot of life off of him and have been thankful for that. So right now we're pretty even split of white and green. So I don't know if there's enough gas to necessarily make Aspect super good. I probably just want the Mortal's Resolve, which can counterspell removal, as well as buff heroic guys and be a good combat trick. So let's go with the Mortal's Resolve. Alright, so I got a Skirmisher anyway. Pretty happy about that. It makes me a lot happier about my Sun Guide choice, because I'm happier with a Sun Guide and a Skirmisher than I think I would be with just 2 Skirmishers. Out of this pack, we'll hate we don't have any artifacts, but we'll take the 2-drop creature. I could see him being not annoying necessarily, but eliminating your opponent's 2- and 3-drop creatures, I'm sure is beneficial. Cyclops is a good card. I could hate it. I'm not going to play Culling Mark. I just really don't think I can't logically see myself playing Culling Mark, so we'll hate the Cyclops, which is just good. It does look like red's open, but I'm not. It looks like green definitely got plucked up this pack, but we did get some good white picks, so I'm not unhappy. I'm not terribly unhappy with how this pack went for us, but it does look like we're in some competing colors. I'm just going to have to roll with the punches on that. We're not in a bad spot. We need 5 more playable cards. Everything I've currently got here is pretty good. I mean, I could play a Greatheart in a pinch. I'd like to not play a Greatheart, but if I had to, I will. So we're at 19 cards with the Great Heart, 13 creatures. Could use some more removal. Ooh, Anthuz is a great first pick. Chosen by Heliod's also in here. Voyaging Satyr is ramp, which is very good. Getting a turn 3 Swarmborn Giant would be pretty impressive. We're going to take Anthusa pretty clearly. She's an awesome finisher, and we have quite a few ways to turn her on. Actually, if you manage to turn her on and then somehow manage to use Setessan Tactics with some of her warrior creatures that she makes, that's probably pretty mana intensive, but that is something that could possibly happen and would be insane. Why don't we cut the Skybind now? I don't think I'm main decking it. Let's cut the Great Heart. I'm just getting rid of stuff that I'd like to not main deck. Everything else seems fine. So, I mean, Lagana Band Elder's good, but we got to go with the Nessian Courser. That extra toughness is a world of difference. And there's not too much else in here I care about. It'd be nice to table the Vanquish or the Lagana Band Elder, but we'll see if that happens. Okay, so choice now. I think we're just doing the Nylea's Disciple. This is a real day wrecker against the aggressive decks. Can really swing it back in your favor. So I think I'm cool with that. Otherwise it's Fade into Antiquity, which is pretty good, or Savage Surge, which is also definitely good, but having the double Colossal Heroics makes the Savage Surge pick a lot less attractive in my mind. Let's take the Nylea's Disciple. No white picks in there, which is a little bit worrisome. Alright, God's Willing is fantastic, so I can happily pick that up here over the Philosopher and the Ray of Dissolution, which are logically the other picks for us, but clearly taking God's Willing, which is just a fantastic card. Okay, so we can take Sedge Scorpion now. I'm trying to think of all the I'm actually a little bit short on finishers. Sedge Scorpion is what I was talking about earlier with the Archetype of Courage. I could see that being fantastic. Feral Invocation has panned out to be a really great spell, but I think we're just taking Sedge Scorpion. We probably, I mean, at this point we have enough Devotion where Karametra's Acolyte is playable, but we don't have a lot of need for ramp. Just a couple monstrosity guys. So I think we're just going to go with the Sedge Scorpion pretty happily over the Chosen and the Lagana Band Elder. Just get a nice cheap Death Toucher. Wow, this is a fantastic choice here. Phalanx Leader, which makes all your other guys bigger if you target it. Insane. Or the Evasive Wingsteed Rider. It's actually a really difficult choice for me. Phalanx Leader operates so much better if you have any other creatures on board, whereas Wingsteed Rider works so much better on its own. Conversely, Phalanx Leader works a lot better with spells and not bestow creatures, whereas I would feel like Wingsteed Rider works better with bestow. This is a really difficult pick for me. I think that I'm going to go with the Rider because it's better on its own, but Phalanx Leader is insane, so I am totally unsure if that was the right pick or not. I'm sure there's plenty of people that are going to disagree or whatever, but I don't know. I really don't know what's better for our deck. I think I just needed more time to think about that. I'll probably have a better idea when we're in deck building mode. This is a pretty clear God's Willing number 2. This card is just phenomenal. I'm very happy to pick it up. So anti-removal. So anti your opponent's tricks as well. Just phenomenal. Taking it over the Savage Surge and the Vulpine Goliath. So we're at 24 picks now, which means everything I'm taking now is either a sideboard card or an upgrade. So I think we want the Last Breath. I'm not really into Decorated Griffin. At this point, do I want to play 16 lands as well? You know, honestly, I think I can. I really think this deck could easily play 16 lands. If you look at our 1-drops alone, very seldom do I have a deck that has 6 1-drops, and 4 of them being creatures is actually just remarkable. So I think we're good with Last Breath. I'm not going to take the Hedonist, although it is playable. I'd rather have the sideboard Last Breath. Maybe main deck, but probably not. Am I going to play Battle Priest? Logically not, but I mean I could hate Hoplite, but I think I'm actually going to take the Battle Priest just in case I want to sideboard into it. I'm very likely not going to main deck it. Am I going to main deck Lagana Band Elder? I already have to make a cut, so likely not. But am I going to play Vanquish the Foul? Probably not either. I think because I'm so short on removal, the Vanquish looks a little bit more attractive. I'm also short on enchantment permanents, which makes Lagana Band Elder a little less good as well. Let's take the Vanquish the Foul for sideboard. Hunt the Hunter for sideboard, or I could take the Fade into Antiquity for sideboard. I mean, it actually feels like Hunt the Hunter is more narrow than... Here's the thing. Okay. Hunt the Hunter is a more narrow sideboard option, but it's also like a 2 times better sideboard option, I think, than Fade into Antiquity. But Fade into Antiquity also takes out gods. I don't actually know. I think I'm happy with Hunt the Hunter because if I ever play against a green deck, this just steps on faces. It's really not a nice card to play against. Let's take the Yoke Docks for sideboarding. Neither of these cards are particularly troublesome. Flamecast Wheel I've played before and I've liked, and this actually looks like a deck where I could possibly sideboard into it if I needed it, because we are short on removal. Like I said, this is a short on removal deck, which are, you know, it can be worrisome, but as long as I keep my creature count high, which I should easily be able to do, I think we're going to be fine. Not that guy, though. Not that guy or that, really. Let's just get our creatures and 100% spells for now. I don't think we're 100%ing this Vanquish or the Last Breath, but let's pick up our green fellows, put them in there. That for sure, that guy, probably like to play that. So this is 24. Let's separate out spells from creatures. Okay, so logically I could play this deck at 16 lands. With that many 1-drops, I'm a bit color intensive, but I think an 8-8 split is probably okay. I'm trying to think of, okay, I'm going to name every single argument to play 16 lands, and then I'm going to try and play every single argument to play 17 lands. So the 16 land argument, I top out at 5, which is 1 spell. I don't have to bestow or strive, and these cards are still playable. I don't get rewarded for flood too much. I've got monstrosity on 2 guys, right? Or is it 3 guys maybe? I thought it was 3 guys, but I might just be wrong about that. I've got bestow on what? Just 1 guy? I've got 1 bestow. I've got 2 monstrosity that are going to be at 6 and 7 respectively. And I've got strive, which are literally every single mana sink in my deck. Those mana sinks are indeed playable if you don't have the full scope of strive. Colossal Heroics can still be a blowout. Noble Quarry can still be a blowout. Playing it as just a 1/1 creature that they're going to be forced to block. I mean, it's kind of a telegraph, but if you play it that way, but they still have to find an out to it. And Swarmborn Giant is certainly still playable as a 6/6 for 4. And I guess Lekro-Kota is the least attractive as a 2/4, but 2/4 Vid, she's still fine. The 17 land argument would be the same thing but opposite arguments, where this card is kind of crap since it's not a Savage Surge for 3 mana. Noble Quarry you don't want to play, you know, as a 3-drop. Basically, the argument for playing 17 lands is I'm playing these cards like they're over here. And this thing's more like at least a 5-drop. So if I were to play the deck like this, would I prefer to have 17 lands? To be honest, I'm still feeling 16. I mean, I'm still feeling 16 lands. I just think there's not quite enough mana sinks or bestow to justify 17 lands. There's a little bit of color intensity, but other than that, No, I think I can get away with 16 lands. I've got a little bit of scry. I'm gonna go for 16. I want to play all of these cards. Like, what's the weakest card in here? Probably, what, Renowned Weaver, maybe? But I still like having it. Just because it's another creature that's good with getting that. I mean, you want a lot of early creatures to make this Pegasus a badass. The color intensity is definitely an argument for 17 lands. The low mana curve, low need to sink mana into things is an argument for the 16 lands. I'm going to go with 16. We've got a low mana curve. They want to do 9/7. I don't think so. I think I'd rather do 8/8. I do have more green, but I'm going to need double white and I'm going to need double green. Just having this many 1-drops is really almost the main reason why I don't want to run 17 lands. I feel like this is a deck that could easily flood out with 17 lands. I've definitely gotten mana screwed with 16 before, but the math on 16 lands, keep in mind, is 40% of your deck is lands. 38%? That's not right. Is it? Well, I thought it was 40%. But 24 lands in a 60-card deck is 40%. So I guess this is slightly less than that, but I'm still okay with it. We're going to try it with 16 lands. If it's the right or wrong move, I don't know. But we're going to find out. So I'll see you in round 1.